Hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I'm your Dungeon Master Red Nova, and I'm joined by, or actually, I guess these days I go by Electrum, because I had a bit of a nomenclature switch, something a bit more catchy and ancient Greek appropriate. But that aside, I am joined as always by Morse, Violet, as Amalia the Lion. Our new player, Rebecca, as Bithynia, has a previous commitment today, so I'll be role-playing her as well as Calliope, your favorite half-nymph bard, and we expect things to be back to normal by next session. So, without further ado, Tempest. When last we left off, you guys, after a small break, shall we say, kind of drinking away your sorrows in the city of Meletis due to a bit of a falling out that was had, were contracted to attend to an emergency that was plaguing the city. Everyone was coming down with a strange curse that was brought on by drinking this cursed liquor. People would progressively get worse and more addicted to the substance, emptying their life savings to the mysterious strangers that were bringing it to the city. And then when they ran out and couldn't pay, they would die a very gruesome death by literally bursting. The leader of the city, Perisofia the Centaur, contracted you to find the root cause of this and eliminate it permanently. Through talking to her, she was able to inform you that her scout was, one of her scouts was able to track this group of sages that were smuggling the substance into the village. Sorry, not the village, into the city, and had last seen them heading towards the Catacthon Mountains. You guys gathered your things, and after a substantial magical item purchase at the Crucible, also purchased a cart and were on your merry way to the Catacthon Mountains to try and track down these nefarious individuals. And that's where we left off. So, you guys left at, in the middle of the night, if I remember correctly. It was like 7 p.m.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay, so, what is the plan?
We have the location of where the tracks led off. So, we're going to go via cart. We've got a few additional potions that we've stocked up, which we've got hold of in case we ever need them, which I hope I've added to my sheet. Yes, the remove curse potion, and we're going to see if we can track down from the directions we were given to where the cart, potentially their cart, probably went off. Start there and see if we can ascertain their direction from that point.
Now, just to clarify, you'll be traveling into the night?
What do you think, Amalia? Do you want to work through? Do we want to travel through the night? Do you want to get close?
I mean, I could stay up. I could, guard the horses. I don't mind.
Do you have your own horse?
I do, yes.
Okay. What we can do, if we put both the horses on the cart, we can. If we don't put the horses on the cart, if we tie the horses to the cart,
just get Amalia to pull everything.
Yeah, it's a great plan. We can see where the route leads us. If we start getting closer to where we think there may be signs of life, we can hold up and bake our options, decide if we want to rest at that point or not, or we can go out early. We can take a night in town and then travel. It depends on if we go when it's darker, we will get the cover of night for some of our progress.
I have a question. Do we have a map?
Scotinus most certainly does not have a map.
Calliope? Do we have a map?
Don't look at me.
Well, we know where we need to go to reach the junction because we've been given directions to that.
Yeah,
Beyond
I
that-
forgot that, so someone's gonna have to write it down for me, or just re-say it.
Well, we were just we were just given the direction, like how where to travel, and then we'll talk.
Bithynia says, "Don't worry, guys. I got it right up here."
Good.
At least one of us was paying attention.
What?
What?
What? Right, let's go. We will. I think we're gonna travel through the night for the time being. If it's a long travel, let's say we're going several hours and we still haven't found our way, we might then call it a night halfway as we travel. But I think we'll start
Very well.
putting some groundwork in and see
Okay.
how we go.
You travel in through the night. You begin traveling, leave the city lights behind you, which they become a twinkle, almost indistinguishable from the stars.
What I might suggest is whoever's not leading the cart to try and catch a bit of sleep as well, just in case we do go through, so we can kind of help.
Calliope's already
Offset it.
snoring loudly.
Sweet. You got this, Amalia? Finja? Cheers. And I will snuggle also to the back of the cart, and I'm going to have a bit of a nap.
Okay, Amalia, so you're the one who's staying up. How long are you staying up for, Amalia?
Well, she's gonna try and stay up for the whole of the journey, hopefully.
So you guys are going to travel throughout the whole night, and Amalia's the only one staying up.
See, I think it's if we travel for a couple of hours and we find out where they are, then we're okay. If we're going through, like, if it takes like a 5-hour trek for us to find where it goes, then we might reassess our options at, say, hour 3, hour 4.
Or if
That
she
makes sense.
begins to feel sleepy and then have a nap as she's trying to stay focused, it might be the case that she kind of taps on the door
Cart veers off.
and just be like, guys, this isn't working.
Okay, fine. Amalia, so when you guys are traveling, Amalia, are you looking for tracks or
What do you mean by tracks, like on the road?
like which direction are you heading? What is the plan? Just ride in the direction of the thing?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
You would know from having seen the map. It's going to be about 12 hours journey just to reach even the spot where they pointed to.
Oh, she will not stay up for that. She could stay up for 6, not 12.
Good to know. Yeah, okay. I thought it was much closer. Okay. Yeah, Molly, that makes sense. If you go as long as you can, and then wake me up, and I'll take first watch. We'll camp out. We can camp inside the cart. And we'll make the latter half of the 6-hour journey come morning.
Okay.
Is that okay
Cool.
with you, Calliope, Bithynia? The
Yeah,
sun silence
works.
is very reassuring.
Sorry,
We'll do that.
I cut me some slack. Yeah, works for me. Yeah, fine, whatever. All right, so Amalia, your first watch. Make a perception check.
First roll of the night. Let's see how this goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hopefully not sandwiches. Half of sandwiches. 10.
Half sandwiches.
Okay. You do hear after about a couple hours a very faint sound of clopping. Kuduk, 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 kuduk. Oh, sorry, it doesn't sound like that. Sorry, it's more like you hear the sound of large hooves on the grass.
So
And you
like
hear-
another horse.
It sounds heavier. It
Okay.
doesn't sound like it's walking either. It just sounds like sporadic and occasional. Unfortunately, you're a bit tired and you don't notice it immediately, but as you crest over a hill, you just see a paddock of very large cows.
I can see. That's a lot of cows. Are any of you awake? Guys,
I am now. What do you want? Says
you
Calliope.
can see the cows, right?
Yeah. I think we're
Okay.
in farming country.
I'm not hallucinating. The cows are there, right?
Yes, they're real. Now, let me get some sleep, please.
Okay, but how do I I'll figure it out?
All right, so 2 hours.
Skatinos does not wake up at any point of that entire
So 2
interaction.
hours have passed. What is? Are you handing over the reins, Amalia? Or are you still going?
No, I can still go.
Okay. Make another perception check.
Perception. 15.
15. Relatively uninterrupted watch. You kind of just lazily look at the landscape in the starry night sky. Just rolling hills with the occasional forest dotted throughout. You think you see a bit of movement here and there, but Theros is a place lush with magical life and life in general, so it could be anything. Alright, 4 hours have passed. If you stay up any longer, you won't get the benefits of a full rest.
Yeah, she'll she needs a catnap.
Alright, Bithynia will tap in for a couple hours, and she will make a perception check. A couple hours pass as well. At one point in the evening, Bithynia does get a, like she tilts, like while you guys are all asleep, she tilts her head to the side and just says, "Thanks, I'll let him know." And then just keeps going. After a couple hours, she'll wake Calliope, who will do the same thing. Largely uneventful travels. And at which point, Calliope will wake you. Skotinos.
Good, bad, just watch what's up.
Pretty boring.
How long we been on the road for?
About 8 hours.
Alright. I will take over the reins, allow everyone that needs to have the rest of their rest to rest, and slowly wake up. I am going to
Very well.
consume my morning rations.
Very good. Make a perception check.
I am mid literal sandwich while going through this perception roll.
I rolled the same thing 3 times.
16 total.
Your watch is vigilant, and nothing happens. Very well. It is getting to be about the 10-hour mark, and everyone's starting to wake up now. Bithynia says to the lot of you as you're waking up, "So, middle of the night, Prasophia sent me a message. She said she's gonna, her scout spotted some more activity not too long ago, and the scout's gonna meet us. Scout spotted us as well not too long ago, so she's gonna meet up with us."
So don't immediately kill the first person we see, because it might be someone on our side. Got it.
Okay. So okay, cool.
But
cool.
just in case, we'll be ready to, because we never know.
About 30 minutes later, unless anyone wishes to do anything in that time, you do spot a, you come up cresting near a forest, and out from behind a large boulder steps a hooded figure clad in leather armor, sort of like a leather breastplate with a loose battle skirt, leather greaves, and leather vambraces and greaves, a Zephos at her side and a short bow on her back. She waves at you.
From
Anyone
our
know
distance,
her?
shake my head. From this distance, can we recognise any symbols from the armor?
Make a perception check.
There's a sandwich on that armor.
The armor's earthy colors you gather to maybe help camouflage. you can't make out too much detail,
That's fine.
unfortunately. But as you come closer into view, you do see the figure, and coming up to the horses, she's now about 30 feet away. She pulls the hood back. Daphne, if you would like to describe your character.
You mean describe me physically?
Yeah, what do they see? What do they see?
Oh, okay. So what you will see is a half dryad, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And so you see a woman with green hair, and so as the game master said, with some leather clothes.
Yeah, leather armor, yeah.
Yeah, armor, thank you. And so, do I say she or I?
It's up to you. Some people choose to speak in the third person. I think most people just say I when they're I is probably easier. It's up to you.
Whatever works for you.
Okay. So I slowly approach.
I'll kind of bring bring the horses to a stop and sort of like give a small smile and a wave.
You notice Calliope visibly like stands up, like sits up a little slightly at the side of you. Oh, at the side of this figure. And yes, as described, you see a female figure with a sort of uncharacteristic, like a supernatural beauty that you've ironically become relatively familiar with at this point, and matching luscious emerald green eyes and hair that remind you of the fullest meadow or the most tangled vines. It's like looking at the Scholar Vale for you, Scotty. You are most certainly looking at another half nymph, and judging by the color, you can be relatively certain this one's comes from a dryad.
Yeah.
For you, Eudokia, you see, or Daphne's unnamed character. That's my bad. You see a motley crew of various different hodgepodge figures. You see a woman dressed in Miletian sort of like scholar's robe. So it's got blue with different stars woven into the fabric. She's got a cat with 4 wings on its back, sort of like perched on her shoulder that just says meow. She's very prim and proper, is holding various different scrolls, looks like quite a scholarly figure. Scotty, if you would like to describe yourself to her.
Yeah, sort of currently at the reins of one of the 2 horses that's pulling this cart. You see a familiar race to these lands, a satyr with very prominent, not overtly sharp, but kind of like almost crested back, black horns atop almost a mane of blood red, bright hair, framing both his face, his beard, and sort of like facial fuzz. Very, very poorly kept, very messy, very tangled. Wearing simple like greens and browns as well, similar kind of sort of simple like travelers clothing, but most noticeably, his skin seems very pale, much paler than someone you would, someone pale enough that it looks almost unhealthy, or that someone might not be feeling the very best, or top of the weather. And his eyes are, rather than your traditional white sclera with iris and pupil, are a wash of black sclera, grey iris, and blood red pupil. As the cart gets closer and he smiles and gives another wave, you also see on his hand, his wrist, and even sort of like various places on his neck, and sort of like underneath his face, you see a number of puncture marks. Perhaps old wounds, or something else. Despite his slightly, not necessarily grotesque, but not
Unsettling.
immediately welcoming presence. He seems fairly friendly, and he gives you a smile.
Yeah, you've seen satyrs before, and they generally characteristically have tanned skin with, and the fur of their sort of more goats-like legs is sort of different colors. This one's the fur of his hooves is gray and or sort of like a dark black, sorry, and you've never seen a satyr with gray skin before. This is new to you. Sitting next to him is a race you've maybe only seen once or twice. You see a 6-foot-plus tall humanoid lioness. Amalia, if you would like to describe what she sees.
Okay, so the kitty cat, that is called Amalia, has one right. So her right eye is purple and her left eye is green, like a darky kind of like grass green. She
That's
also
super
has
pretty.
a burnt mark on her right arm, like not the up, like on top. So like not where her palm is, like arm, like on the top of her hand, like the arm bit. She's wearing white armor, has 2 little axes on her side and 1 big axe that is like her prized possession, FYI. And she just looks up at you, kind of studying you slightly, and gives you a nod.
It's an impressive figure. She's fully a lion-given humanoid stature, claws and all, golden fur, and is just armored head to toe in bright white plate armor. That is quite an impressive sight.
Yeah.
But the most striking thing to you is the figure... Sorry, hit my microphone. The most striking figure to you is the figure standing next to her. Sitting next to her. Sitting next to her is also at the back of the cart and sort of minding her own business until she turns and sees is a strikingly unnaturally beautiful woman who's dressed in a long sort of flowing white dress. And her hair matches her eyes in a sort of ghostly silver that seems to glow ever so slightly, like a ghostly white. That's has a quality realizes slightly similar to yours in that it almost seems to glow slightly. This figure sits up, like literally stands up in the cart and like just hops off it, and just almost stunned takes 1, 2, 3, 4 steps until she's standing right in front of you.
All right.
She's just staring at you for a moment. You're like me.
What do you mean?
I mean, look at us. And you do notice her hair and eyes match in the exact same way your hair and eyes match.
Where do you come from?
I've come from all over the place, believe it or not. I lived a lot of my life in Altrizos, which is to the south. But long time ago, I was born to a human man and a lampad. And you would know, Edokia, a lampad is a nymph that comes from the underworld, a nymph of death.
Alright. That makes a bit more sense. I guess we are quite similar.
You know, it's funny. I went almost my whole life thinking I was the only one. And in a span of a few months, I meet like 3.
Is that so? Oh, that's
Well,
odd.
2, but yeah. Well, 3 counting you, but yeah.
I think we've come across 5 in total, including another dryad.
Where did you
Calliope-
get 5 from?
Calliope turns to look at you. Are you high or just very stupid?
We know Daxos, we've met her, Delphine, and Calliope, that's 4.
There was the whether we've come across a truck. I mean, I'm sure we've come across, and we came across the one from Thassa.
Calliope says, the one in the forest was an actual dryad.
Ah,
This one in
right.
the forest.
It was
Never
a while
mind.
back, Amalia, don't worry about it. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
still...
there is always way more than I have ever encountered.
Are you our escort, or was it just a happen chance? It's worth asking, because we are actually due to meet someone, and you could be that person, but you also just could be someone else.
Well, I hope you are the group that I was supposed to meet, because if not, we are in a bit of trouble. But yes, I suppose I am your escort.
Calliope laughs and shakes her head. Good to meet you. And she holds out her hand to you. My name's Calliope.
I shake her hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Idokia.
Right, so, what can you tell us? And she heads back to the cart and gestures if you'd like to join them.
I join them in the cart.
Cool. Calliope helps you aboard.
Thank you.
And Skotinos is driving, but he's got his sort of head turned. Everyone else is sort of sat in like a sort of circle, or I guess a square within the cart. And all eyes are on you, Eudokia, as they want to know what you know.
Alright. Before I say anything, if you guys can give me the information that you know, and I'll be able to give you the information that I know, so we can all gather maybe like a plan.
Okay. Well, all we know is what we've been told by the police. This sickness, this curse, as it were, has become more than a mere addiction in town, and it seems to almost certainly come from the wares that these vendors were peddling in town. They've arrived at least 3 times. First in fact 4 times, I think. First to spread the word. Second, it took hold. I think the 3rd time was when there was a fight, and then the 4th time was when the prices had gone up. We've confirmed a little bit about how it works. Not much. It's not a toxin. It's not a poison, which is a shame. Otherwise, it might have been easy for me to help. But it's more of a curse that plagues those that consume this liquor. We have a limited capacity to prevent us from falling foul of the same corruption. Not a large supply though. We need to meet here because this is, well, I think we're actually, and he kind of like peers off and kind of says, yeah, we're about where we expected to be, where there were signs of the cart veering, or where the tracks kind of veered off. We were simply going to continue traveling to see where these tracks led. That's about as much as we know, other than whatever is causing this is causing up more than a little problem in Melites. The final step seems pretty gruesome. Exploding bodies is never fun.
Alright.
Bethia says,
Okay.
the way you said that implies you've seen that before.
So, you said you had more news for us.
Yes, so I see you already have quite a lot of information. You probably have seen the curse more than I have. I was sent on this mission actually, but I was able to locate them. So I followed their carts for some time. So I saw the cart heading into the Catacton Mountains.
Catacton Mountains.
Yeah, sorry, these. Yes, exactly. And yeah, so this is where I left them. I believe they're in a small group. So I just relayed the information. I was told to meet you here because I believe the more we are, then the easier it will be for us to, well, as you said, execute the final plan.
And just so I'm noticed, you're employed by the Vimalities directly. Is that right?
What did you say, sorry?
You're who pays you?
Oh, kind of. That's a direct question, but
Oh, it's just that we were given we might be getting a bounty for completing this. I just wanted to know whether or not we're splitting that bounty an extra person ways, or if you're already on the salary, as it were. Nothing personal, but money's good for wine.
I completely understand you, and don't worry.
At this point, the Calliope, the half nymph, flicks Scotty on the ear and says, "What my asshole idiot friend was trying to say is that we'd be honored to have you with us, and we'll be sure to split some of the bounty, right, Scotty?"
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I was going to say. Welcome aboard. All right. Let's get this moving, I guess. How many did you say there were that you'd seen?
I would say at least 7.
I don't know. I think what was the last scrap we got in Amalia?
Calliope lass. We've had
17,
worse
20,
odds, right, Scotty? Claps you on the back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
This
we have.
idiot
I
almost
did-
died.
Yeah, but I took a lot of them down with me. I've really annoyed someone in the process, but yeah. Yeah, hopefully this will go much better.
Calliope
hope
rolls her
so.
eyes. Ay, ay, ay. At this point, Bithynia releases Couplet, her familiar, the four-winged cat. And just for a point of order, Daphne, this is what it looks like. He's like... And sort of just
Is it that color?
soars up. Yeah. And sort of just soars up and begins circling high up. And you watch as Bithynia's eyes roll back and she just kind of sits there. Just sits there.
That's new. What the hell is that cat doing?
I can see through its eyes.
Oh, okay, cool. Kind of like my echo. Okay.
Your echo can't fly though. I mean, your echo's cool. Your echo can hit people really hard.
Yeah, see?
Would someone mind telling me what an echo is?
Oh, I can project another version of me, like a ghostly figure, so it can attack enemies. And I can also attack enemies. It's like, me, but in ghost form. It's quite cool.
Yeah,
You'll
and
see
how,
it if we
how
get in a
often can
fight.
you do it?
Whenever I want.
Nice.
Calliope's like, I can sing.
I can
lovely.
I can cause enough drama to instigate a fight.
And
Sometimes when we don't want it.
And you can turn into blood.
I mean, yes. I mean, blood is a specialty.
To be fair, anyone can turn into blood with sufficient blunt force trauma.
Yeah, but he does it willingly.
Who would want to become blood? I mean, not judging.
That's a very good point. I should probably ask for a portion of your blood at some
Calliope
point.
claps you on the back.
No, I just...
So does Amalia.
Maybe wait a fucking second, you dipshit.
Unless, okay, well, if we get separated and we get lost in a maze and we can't find our new companion, then don't come crying to me.
Well, one, you have our blood, right?
Stop poking holes in my completely flawed plan. Let's go.
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if we
All right.
divide,
You guys,
one of
I'll
us
say at
would
this
be
point,
with
you guys
her.
are approaching the spot where you, Eudokia, saw the people heading towards the mountains originally.
That's where I last saw them. I believe they're heading north.
How far away would a cart's journey, or on like within an hour, 2 hours?
The last time you saw them would have been about 12 hours ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sorry,
Okay.
no,
You
14.
don't need to say that.
You don't have to
I-
say that. I'm just giving you that information just because I realized that it hadn't said that, I think, in my initial blurb I sent you.
No problem.
But just a point of clarification, just because I've said something to you doesn't necessarily mean they've heard it. You can choose to withhold information if you wish. Not that you have to in this situation, but just to explain how that you have the ability to make that distinction.
Yeah. So, for example, we get to this point, and Scotian goes, "Well, if they're nearby, we could get off the cart and we could walk."
I would not recommend that. The last time I saw them was merely, I'd say, half a day ago.
Oh. Okay.
Okay,
Good to know. Yes.
no walking.
Off we go, Shuck.
Cool.
And yeah, we'll actually. We're now. I'm guessing we're going off the path now. Is that right? Like as we could sort of see the...
Yeah. At this point, you'd be going off the path, and I'd say about an hour into your journey, Bithynia taps you guys and says, "Someone's heading this way."
What do they look like?
She's gonna make a perception check.
I will bring the horse to a stop.
I'll roll on D&D Beyond.
Did you say someone or a group of people?
It's a group of people. I was just using language. Crap. What is the stat block of that? What is that cat creature called?
I don't know.
Forget.
I don't know. It's your familiar.
This is the DM talking.
Morse, you are such a check.
I'm getting in. I have to be a dick, both icy and OOC. That's how it works. While
sorry.
that's happening, yeah. So we'll pull the horse to a stop. And
Tressum. Shit, that's what it's called. A tressum.
That's a weird name.
I didn't name these creatures. I will name it something else that's more ancient Greek appropriate, but the winged cat is called a tressum in D&D for some reason. So they do not have advantage on perception checks, but they do have a +1. So, oh no, perception +5. Okay. They look like sandwiches.
oh no.
Sandwiches?
So yeah, an ongoing thing that happens for us that every time we've done like intelligence or like investigation rolls, if we roll really bad, say like a 1 or 2, we imagine we're basically just been distracted by thinking about sandwiches.
It's
So
just a running
anytime
joke.
a bad roll is basically a sandwich roll. So
Okay.
in short, we have no idea who they are. Okay.
She would
Well-
be able to pick out 2 carts. Bithynia will relay, I see 2 carts.
Well, if it's a car,
A couple smaller guys can't count from this high up, and a couple bigger guys.
Right.
Okay,
Coming
if
down
we...
our path. With the cart, maybe?
They're heading
Or leave the cart.
they're heading straight towards us.
Do they look armed, or could they just be merchants?
I can't see from this high up, I'm
This
sorry.
isn't. They're off the beaten path anyway, so it already isn't looking too likely. We could leave this. There's 2 ways. We could either leave this. We have to decide quick, I suppose. Leave the car here as a distraction and then ambush them, or we lead the cart away and then try and catch them from behind. What do we
They're
think
about
works best?
500 feet away.
Okay, I know this is going to sound weird, but what about if we just carry on going with the cart, like minding our own business, and then if they seem to, attack us, I'll fucking kill them. How about that?
We can give it a go. I'm gonna suggest we. Hey, Amalia, you want to give that a go? You take the reins. I'm gonna do what I tried to do last time, but hopefully do much better.
Okay.
Which
She
is?
sits at the front and takes the reins.
Oh yeah, basically, I You know, you don't need to know what happened last time. It's fine. The intention was the thing, and I'm going to hop off, and I'm going to rush off at kind of like a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to attempt to go long ways around whatever this space is.
Are there any trees around us?
Make a perception check.
Nope.
Actually, no, that's pretty harsh. Don't have to make a perception check. Yeah, there would be a few different shrubs and things. Like the biggest trees may be a few meters tall. It's not so much a forest as it's hinterlands. It's that sort of sporadic wilderness that's patched with bits of small trees that's before a mountain.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is so I'm hopping off the cart and I am following it, but hiding behind trees. Just so that the cart would be a distraction. I think that most people would look at the bigger thing moving rather than looking for a shadow behind the trees.
It's a good call. It's basically the same thing as Scotinus is just going further ahead, but yeah, it's good because then if Scotinus went off one way, if you went off the other, then we kind of have always had them surrounded as well, so that works really well.
Perfect.
Okay, so you're stealthing ahead, Eudokia?
Yep.
Cool, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Do you want me to do the same roll?
Are you stealthing ahead as well, Scotty? Sorry, just point of
yeah, I mean, I took off at a bit of speed to try and get all the way round behind, but eventually I imagine I'll have to kind of be more subtle to get to that point.
Okay, yes, also you go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay.
Why can't I roll the dice?
What you should, there's normally, if you're on D&D Beyond, then normally it's
Yeah.
like, if it's not turned on, if you tap the settings icon to the, like, where your character is, there's a little cog icon, click that, and then there should be dice rolling as a off and on section. If that's turned on, then just by tapping let's say by stealth, you'll have like a plus number. If you just tap the number, it should then automatically roll it for you.
I didn't know the dice rolling was automatically off.
Normally it should be on, but sometimes it does go off.
I think it was off for me when it first came out.
Oh, that's it. Sorry, I bet. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
18.
Yeah.
And 16.
Rogues. Okay.
Plus 10.
Yep.
Goodness gracious me.
So, right,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
just gonna roll perception checks for these guys. No. I mean, maybe. No. I can't remember if it's the same number.
Is it in terms of contested roles?
Yeah.
I believe it's defender wins. But who's the defender?
Well,
I think it favors the hider. Because it's because if someone's actively because normally you have your passive perception, and if someone's actively trying to find you, you are the aggressor.
oh right,
and
passive
then the defender
perception.
is,
What am I saying? So they wouldn't be looking for anything necessarily. So
Oh yeah.
in that case,
that too, yeah, good point.
yeah. So I forget what I rolled. Okay, you both feel pretty confident that you're well hidden. So you do find a separate path. So you guys are on the road again. but this was sort of like a different road that you had to sort of like jump over this section of hinterland to get to. And now you're starting to sort of slope up into the mountains, and then you're sort of going between these sections of elevated hillocks and rocks. There's shrubs everywhere, little trees. Eudokia and Skotinos, you guys are able to move up ahead quite quickly, and you feel pretty confident that you're hidden at this point. So just to clarify, Scotty, you went right and Eudokia went left?
I feel like I went right.
Then
I
I'll go
thought-
left.
Okay, yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
just
fine.
move some things around. All right. Bithynia, Amalia, and Calliope, you guys are heading on the cart. And soon it comes into the others come into view. You, Scotty, and Eudokia see them first. You see. Sorry, I've got way too many notes tabs open. You see 3 carts that are coming around the bend and will be intersecting with Amalia and the others in just a moment. The carts... What strikes you is that the carts are being not pulled by horses, but large weasels. On the back of each cart is a giant barrel, you imagine full of the Lycophos liqueur. And there is a small, you say a small, then pulling the reins of each cart, you see a small reptilian figure, 3 feet tall tops, red of skin. The best way I can describe it is a wingless dragon chihuahua. Leading the cart, you see 2 more small hooded figures that are being flanked side by side by each of the 2 ones that are leading by 2 very, like, larger than a normal human, like, hooded figures. Like, and they all seemed draped in these long, ragged robes, almost like Emperor Palpatine that cloaked them entirely.
An odd question, but how are they handling their rat mounts in terms of what's the in the sense, like, does it look like like a typical merchant, like looking after their steed, or is it very much sort of like a beaten mule that's just being sort of like whipped into submission?
I guess make an insight check.
Okay. 5.
Unfortunately, the mounts seem to be behaving and doing their job pretty well at the moment, so you have no cause to believe that they mistreat them one way or the other.
Yeah.
They might do, but they have no reason to at the moment. A moment later, Amalia, you and the others basically run into them and sort of like they're in front of you in the cart. The frontmost tiny hooded figure just says, "Hey, move your ass out of the road!"
Well, one, I can't move, so how about you back up and I go around you?
He whispers to the other one, "What do I do?"
Back up, go to the side, and I will go around you.
No, you move!
I ain't moving, you move.
This isn't like every road incident ever.
Listen, you either move or we make you move.
Really? You want to try that, little person?
You better believe it, kitty cat! And he takes out a, ball of bat guano and a sprinkle of sulfur, slaps them together. At this point, I need, yeah, roll initiative, everybody.
Fight.
And we were hoping for diplomacy.
13.
Okie dokie. Hang on. Tell you what, I will get the map ready, so I will... Oh, I almost missed Amalia. And let's change up the music.
Where's initiative? Oh yeah, there it is. I can't hear the music, by the way.
Oh, I haven't turned it on yet, but...
It takes a while.
Oh,
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. It's not going to be you. It's going to be Foundry.
Yep.
and so 8.
Ah, there it is. It just loaded for me as well. 8.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, update combatant. Gonna roll for Bithynia and Calliope. Bithynia didn't roll too bad. Amalia, would you roll again?
13.
What's your dex score? Your modifier, sorry.
+1.
I
Right.
need you to roll again, please. Just roll
Well,
straight
roll initiative.
This is to see if you go before. Actually, no, never mind. I'll say you go before Bithynia, just for simplicity's sake.
Okay.
Scotty?
15.
Very nice. That music seems a little loud. Is it loud for anybody else?
I'll just check for you.
I just
Yeah,
turned it down.
yeah, if you bring it down to about a quarter of that.
A quarter of that. Jesus. Like that?
Just let me turn the volume off mine again. I don't know why it always starts so much louder than we needed to. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Let me just roll for Calliope as well. Oh, Calliope's is a +3, I believe. And Calliope rolled a shit-ass high score, so she goes first, 23.
Jesus. He's doing some weird rolls today.
Oh, wow. Kobolds rolled pretty good, too. So let me just roll for the other kobolds. Oh no.
I don't like it when you smile like that. It's like an evil dungeon master smile.
Yeah, pretty much.
What dice are you using? You're using the wrong die.
Yep.
Oh, I wish I never got you those dice.
Okay.
Better than your dice. Your
My-
dice with like your dice with like 20s on every single face. You have
No,
you have the true god dice in real life.
That is true. But they were 20 when we were like in the middle of like, oh, I'm tired. Can this fight please finish?
Yeah.
Okay, Calliope, so top of the initiative order, begin combat. Calliope's gonna go first. She is going to cast, Fairy Fire on all of them. Which I believe yeah, she's just gonna do Fairy Fire, first level. So mark that spell slot off. The area is a 20-foot cube, so... So that's the cube. She's going to... Yeah, I'll say she can hit everybody in that area. Oh wait, no, it's up to 3 creatures, I believe, for Fairy Fire, right? No, each object.
It's everything, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and it's a dexterity saving throw. Okay, so... Sorry, let me just also just do a quick thing. There we go, now you can see it a bit better. Oh, let me also switch the screen to battle mode, so everybody can see the map. Oh, I never activated the map. What am I doing? I'm so sorry, everybody.
All good. Any objects that are in the space also are marked by it as well. So that would include the cart if it's.
Just so you understand what you're looking at, that's what it. And at this point, sorry, just point of order. The hooded figures throw off their robes, all of them. And the 2 at the below, you see little lizard creatures similar to the ones riding the carts, but these ones have tiny little wings on their backs and are carrying staves instead of and little component pouches instead of weapons. Flanking each of them is 2 enormous minotaur skeletons, glowing green eyes. They puff out angrily from God knows where.
What?
Wait. Let me
Fucking
get
undead
this.
guards. Oh shit. Well, at least if there was ever any doubt that who was the bad side of this argument, I think we're okay.
Cool. Calliope, you watch Eudokia as Calliope stands up. Her eyes glow bright silver, and she traces a glyph into the air that becomes sort of like this indigo color. And a dozen, sort of like pixie dust sparkles fire out from her hands that seem to, almost like glitter, fall to the ground in a square area where the group of skeletal minotaurs are. And all of them seem to try and catch onto them. Let's make some saving throws. So they need to make a roll to resist. So they're pull up Minotaur skeleton. Okay. I'm pretty sure he fails. So Calliope's DC is 16. So he fails. Nope, he's not invisible. He is fairy-fired. This one also fails. He is fairy-fired. This one at the front. He unfortunately succeeds. The little sorcerer who's casting a spell does not. And the last, so at the back, the other 2 minotaurs fail, and the kobold rolled a natural 20. So the minotaurs are all fairy-fired, or the minotaur skeletons are all fairy-fired. The kobolds are fast enough and they avoid it out of the way. So, Eudokia, you watch as all these little fuchsia sparkles land and catch onto the bodies of the minotaur skeletons, and they're highlighted in a sort of supernatural halo that's illuminating them and making them really easy to see. You get the sense that they'd be easier to hit with attacks right now.
Okay.
After that, next in the initiative order is the first Kobold Wing Sorcerer. So he's going to fly up 30 feet, takes out a ball of black guano and a sprinkle of sulfur, slaps them together, and will cast Fireball. Amalia, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All this for a road traffic incident. Goodness me.
She was being rude.
I know.
So
I'm on your side. This is this is OTT. This is like the equivalent of someone like, oh, you're in my way, so I'm just going to destroy your vehicle to get past.
So Bithynia and Calliope made their saves. Amalia, what'd you roll?
That's alright.
Sandwich crumb.
Okay. Unfortunately, with your heavy armor, you're not quite quick enough to get out of the way as a small red bead, like sort of like a red streak, fires out from this kobold's hands, hits the cart, and... What is the health of a riding horse?
We just got standard horses, didn't we?
Yeah, no magic. Just little horses.
Riding horse 5e, 13 standardly or 2d10 plus 2.
Okay,
so
I'm
most
gonna
likely
roll
they're
the
all-
fireball attack real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll it as Calliope.
AC, if relevant, is 10. They do have their own dex save, but they are hitched to the cart, so...
I'm gonna roll like... I'll let them make the dex. So 29, what's half of 29 is 15.
That would have been more
No,
than-
sorry, half of 29 is 14.
If we go by the standard hit points, they would have been dead because they only have 13.
Yeah. Horses are killed instantly, and the cart is just exploded as Amalia, you are engulfed in a supermassive fireball. The cart is destroyed, and Amalia, you take 29 points of fire damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
The others take 14. Okay. That's the kobold's turn. Next up is... So these 3 kobolds are instructed to stay put, so that's what they will do. Other kobold goes next. He is going to... He's gonna aim a scorching ray at you, Amalia.
Of course he is.
He's the one who pissed him off.
Do we have any healing? Just suddenly realised.
Calliope.
Okay. Yeah, Marley, take all the hits if you could. Be very kind.
So it's a +6. So does a 17 hit, Amalia?
No, it does not.
21? Sorry,
Yeah, that
19?
hits.
19?
19 hits, yeah.
And the last scorching ray, 20.
Yeah.
So you take a total of 10 points of fire damage as the first one like this firebolt glances off your shoulder, but the other two hit you in the face and you take a stagger back. Your fur's fine, don't worry, but you did feel get a few burns out of it, and yeah. Scotty, it is your turn.
Well, that was not very nice of them, so I feel like it's worth me getting involved here, but I also don't want to immediately divulge my location. So while kind of watching all of this and just seeing, you know, the most impolite method of trying to get someone out of the way of their onboard cart, I'm just going to think very angry thoughts in the direction of the cart, and I'm going to use a sorcery point to subtly cast to attempt to try and avoid my location. I'm going to cast
Okay.
Vitrolic Spear.
Okay.
So what that will do is, from my position,
That's the acid one from before, right?
it is, yes. So for a 20-foot radius sphere, which I'm just going to measure out now. Well, I think that's 20-foot diameter, but is that, yeah? Because radius is twice the diameter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's what I do.
Is that how big Vitriolic Sphere is?
Well, so a 20-foot radius would be, yeah, that's 20-foot radius.
Yeah,
So
20-foot
the
radius.
20-foot
Okay.
diameter would be that.
If that's the spell, that's the spell.
What I
So,
will do is I'll just let you
Seemingly
know a
from
little bit further.
nowhere, the ground where all of them are just erupts in acid. Just a sort of like green ball up, like a balloon appears for a second and bathing, like it just lands on the Minotaur, the cart, everything, and it begins to and eat into things. Okay, so what is it, a dex save?
Yeah, sure. So every creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. That's going to include also, unfortunately, some of the carts from behind. But you know, win some, you
They're
lose some.
kobolds, they have 5 health. There is no way they're surviving. I'll skip the saving throw.
What about the rats? Yeah, that's fine.
I'll look up the dire weasel stat block. Roll your damage first, and then I will look up the dire weasel stat block.
I can do that. Yes. So it's the first set. So the first set of damage is. Let me get it up. 10d4.
Oh yeah.
So the first set of damage is either.
So they have
28
13 hit points according to
Yeah, they're
3.5 edition.
Yeah,
Well, we'll say
so,
13.
yeah,
same as all
So
those.
28 points of acid damage. Or
Yeah, the
half
weasels are
that
dead
sort of
instantly.
Yeah. Anyone that has failed it will also take additional acid damage the following turn. So there's 28 acid damage for anyone that fails, 14 for anyone that succeeds, and then the following turn, anyone that failed the roll will take some more acid the following turn.
Okay, so I'll roll for the Minotaurs first. That's a 5 total, 8
Fail.
total, 16 total,
That succeeds.
and a 2 total. So, what was the full damage?
Full damage is 28 acid damage.
Okay. Just marking that off. And half of 28 is 14.
Correct.
You roll for the kobolds now. Nope. First one fails. Second one, I think that comes to... I don't think they're proficient in dex saving throws. Oh, they are. So, 16 on the second one.
That one succeeds as well.
Okay, so he is fortunately still alive. The other one, 28, right?
28, yes.
The one who failed the saving throw is looking hurt. They're just... Oh god, it burns! It burns so bad! He looks like Calliope because she's the only one who he's seen cast spells and says, why? Interesting point of order, actually. Let me, check something.
Sorry to interrupt. Just a very short adventure to the bathroom for me.
Oh yeah, by all means. And probably after this fight, we'll take a quick break so everybody can properly take a break. Yeah, no, by all means.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okie dokie. Yeah, interesting point. Scotty, you watch as the acid seeps into the barrels.
You win. I thought that would be the case. So, which is also part of my intent. That's why I wanted one in shot. So I'm happy with that.
The kobolds are dead already, but you do see a sizable explosion occur.
It's the in range. The only one that got in that range was the front barrel. But I don't know whether or not. How big is the explosion? Is it enough to kind of reaction kind of thing, or?
It's about... No, it's not that big. It's not Hiroshima. It's 20-foot radius. Although...
Oh, no, 20-foot radius is my sphere, so that would be...
No. I'm looking at the notes as well. Erupts in a 20-foot radius explosion. Alright.
That would actually set a chain in motion.
For the purposes of brevity, I will say that, just the cask sets off the next cask, which sets off the next cask, and all of the casks go up, and all of the kobolds and weasels are instantly slain. Yeah, there's no way they're surviving.
We didn't need any evidence, because we ain't getting evidence.
Wrong thing. Yeah, that's all, like, the carts and everything, and the weasels, they're all acid melted and exploded, and they're all fucked. Okay, good turn. Anything else, Scotty?
To be honest, quite happy with that as an action, really. Though.
Very well. In that
what I
case,
would
I'll say, give me just a moment. I kind of need the bathroom as well. I've been holding it off as long as I can.
More rapid.
Amalio, you're on deck, so have a think about what you want to do on your turn.
Okay.
I'm back.
Everyone's gone to the bathroom.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Apologies for the delay. I'm back now. I can actually think now. Amalia, it is your turn. So, your cart and your horses have just been killed in a fiery explosion. And that's where you are.
Alright. This might not work because they are skeletons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... Question, you know next to the skeleton to the left, in the middle? What is that creature?
You don't know. It is a tiny reptilian, like 3-foot high gremlin-y type thing.
Okay. Produce an echo, like here.
Okay, let me just go ahead and get that for you. So like here?
Yeah.
How far away can you produce the echo? Is it within 30 feet of you, right?
Yeah.
That's just out of range. You'd have to move it, do it one further back. Ah. Okay.
Alright, and then can the echo attack?
It'd have to get closer. Can you move your echo when you summon it?
Should be able to.
What if you moved before you did it? You'd have more range.
That would be a
That's
smart
true.
idea. Alright, echo disappears and then Amalia moves forward and produces another one. One.
Okay, so yeah, on your turn you can mentally command the echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction, no action required. But yeah, you can also do that also. Yeah, okay,
Alright,
cool. So the echo's there. So you want the echo to attack the little lizard thing?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make all your attacks against it?
No. What?
Alright. And are you dual wielding or two-handing? It doesn't matter actually, because you use your bonus action to summon the echo.
Battle axe.
Okay, so guessing you're two-handing the battle axe.
$25.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
25
using the battle axe.
With two hands. Okay, so 25 to hit definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
$12.
You rolled the d10, yeah? Yeah,
Yeah.
12 points of damage. Alright. Whack! You slice into this little creature. Ah! Fuck you! This little gremlin thing just recoils back, giant slash on his shoulder. He's still standing, but that definitely looks like it hurt. Sorry, 12?
Yeah, 12 damage.
I take that back. He's looking quite rough.
Okay, and then the echo is gonna make a hit at the Skeletor person.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yes! 28.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
I guess we were wrong about it being the dice, Scotty.
Mm-hmm. Got the gift. Only with battle
okay.
axes, though.
That seems to be the case, yeah. Go ahead and okay, cool. Roll your damage. Why did you
20
roll?
I don't know.
Why did you roll
It just,
to hit again?
I don't know. My laptop did its own thing.
Okay, just
Sorry.
roll your normal attack damage.
Altogether 20.
The Minotaur is like in a span of a couple turns, he is cut down to size. The acid is eating at him, and so you exploit that weakness. And you know, a weaker warrior may have found difficulty finding purchase on the bones, but you are you basically spatchcock its rib cage as it's like you hear a series of snap, snap, snap as you just rend the rib cage and just bones fall and clatter to the ground. He's still standing, but he took a hit. All right, that's your action and your you have some movement left if you want to move, Amalia. It's up to you.
No, I'll keep the echo there. It's fine.
Okay. Next up is Bithynia, who's going to stand up, dusting off the soot from her cloak. And what's she gonna do? She's a little upset at the person who destroyed the cart and the killed the horses, so she's going to fire off a couple eldritch blasts at the little kobold dude. First one, natural 20. So let me just go ahead and roll damage on this one first, then. Alright, so 14, plus 5 is 17. And Amalia, you slice into the kobold's skin, rend the bones of the Minotaur skeleton, turn back to deliver the final strike on the kobold, and his head gets taken off by Bithynia's Eldritch Blast. Kobold is dead. Well, the first one is at least. She's gonna aim her second Eldritch Blast then at the Minotaur. Ooh, it's 15 hits, I believe? Yes, 15 hits. So, go ahead and roll a d8. No, sorry, d10. What am I saying? It's a d10. Eldritch Blast. 10. So, another 15 points of damage as the Minotaur is looking really rough. He's been acid melted, bone splintered, and now one of his horns is blasted off by the Eldritch Blast. Bithynia will 5, 10, 15, sorry, and that will be her turn. It is the Minotaur skeleton's turn. He's a little pissed off, so he is going to, charge you, Amalia.
Me or the Echo?
He's going to charge you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
5, 10, 15, 20. He's just going to get right up in your space. You watch as he doesn't even use his axe. He is going to... Well, no, he does use axe. Sorry, he's like... Boom, 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 like a charging bull. Boom, 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 runs at you, and he's going to take a swing with his great axe. Does... Oh, 16 misses.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, this thing is too bulky, heavy, and stupid, and you kind of just sidestep out the way. And he inadvertently just runs in the middle of everybody. That's his turn.
Was he the one that succeeded or failed on the dex?
He, failed, I believe.
Then
No,
at the end of
he
his...
failed, he failed.
He failed, okay. At the end of his turn, he takes another 13 acid damage.
Good to know. Yeah, he's not looking too good either. Next up, it is this guy. He is going to rush and attack the Echo. He's gonna make a swing. He's gonna also do the charging attack. 21 to hit.
Yep.
Which I believe
Echo.
hits. Echo, just in a puff of smoke, the Phantom Echo vanishes. That's his turn. He also failed, so another 13.
Do you want to just keep using that one, or do you want me to roll it each time?
Let's just keep using it. Actually, no, roll it each time, sorry.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
12 acid.
Okay. Next up is this one, who is really pissed off, so he's gonna bull rush you, Amalia, as well. How the hell? Okay, there we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, he's just gonna boom, 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 run at you and make a weapon attack. 22 to hit.
That hits the kitty.
Okay, so you take... Oh wait, no, sorry, I think that's wrong. 19 plus 33 points of slashing damage because he used his charge bonus. So because he charged at you, he dealt more damage. As he just boom, 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 and just he drags the axe along the ground as it makes sparks as it drags, and just cuts into your skin. It's like it goes through the plate slightly, and from the sheer blunt force of it, and actually shatters a couple of your ribs from it. Impact.
Yeah, Amalia has to do saving throws after this, so you know.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Sorry, guys. She unconscious.
All right. You're doing good tanking.
That is his turn. Eudokia, it's your turn.
Alright. So, how far away am I?
Let's have a
Exactly.
look. So you are currently from the nearest enemy about 70 feet. 75
Might
feet.
be a bit closer to the ones over this side. Yeah, you could
70.
get-
So
I've got
nearest
60
enemy
feet
is
here.
70 feet.
There is
Oh,
from this
65,
range,
sorry.
you might be able to get to 60 feet on this for this one.
Yeah.
Could I ask what your movement speed is, Eudokia?
My movement speed, where do I see this?
So it should say, it might say walking speed next to your proficiency bonus.
Yeah,
40 feet.
Oh, 40 feet. Oh, not bad.
Yeah, courtesy of her supernatural gift.
That's pretty good. That means because one of your benefits as your class is that you can, as your bonus action, you can take the dash action, which effectively doubles your movement. So if you did that, you could get to anyone that's within 80 feet and still be able to take an attack or do whatever you wish to do.
Okay. So, if I see on the map, there are 4 skeletons left, even though one of them is like very badly injured. And then
Yes.
one.
Oh, speaking of which,
is-
sorry, the acid. So the one that did that devastating blow on Amalia, he had only a handful of hit points left. So that was his last dying act of heroism before the bones just fall in on themselves and he dies.
Okay. Alright. So 2 left? 3 left? 2.
3
There's
left,
3
and
skeletons
one,
left,
and one thingy. I've got little
and
markers so you can see how far things are.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And I can use. Okay. Just to make sure,
Mhm.
can I hit or try to hit one and then sort of sprint and use it? So I was thinking about it, the short bow.
Oh, if you're using the
Yeah.
short bow, yeah, 100%. If you were trying to get up close and personal, you could definitely still do that as well while using the your bonus action. But one thing you could do, if you want, like from there, one option you could get close enough with 40 feet to take a shot, and then you could, if you wanted to, as your bonus action, take the hide action, so people don't know where the arrow came from, if that worked for you as well. So there's a couple of options you got. You can either dash all the way in and go for a jumping out the mountain range physical attack, or you could get close enough to take the shot and then duck behind a bush. You'd have to take the hide action to do that as the bonus one, but then you could take a shot and no one would know where it came from.
Okay, so I will try to shoot the one that's closer to Amalia.
Okay, so would you like to move up first or shoot it from there?
If I move up
you-
first, I can still use my bonus action to hide afterwards,
Yes.
right?
Yes, correct.
And if
Okay.
you're close enough, then it means you won't be taking disadvantage from the shot as well. So good idea to kind of
Yeah.
move up. And you've got 40 feet of movement you can play with as well. So if you're just doing that, then you can get anywhere within the 40
Near
feet. So you
these
could
bushes.
easily get both
Yeah.
of those like large bushes
Yeah.
you can easily hide behind as well.
Alright, so I'll get to the green bush.
Okay, go ahead and
Hit.
go ahead and you can drag it or I can move it. It's up to you.
If you don't mind moving it, my trackpad is crazy.
Yeah, not at all. Okay, so you are easily able to run up to there. You get next to, so it's more of a small tree with thick branches than a
Leaves.
bush, but
Yeah.
yeah. And so you duck up against the tree, draw your bow, and you shoot at which one?
I shoot at this one.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. He is fairy fired, so you have advantage.
Attack.
So if you right click on the +7, it should allow you to straight up do it with advantage.
26.
Very
Nice.
good. That. Okay, so roll again just in case you get a natural 20 because you get to roll twice.
23.
Cool. Yeah. So
Take
20.
26.
So when you have advantage, you can roll twice, and you get to choose the higher roll and take the higher
Okay.
roll. Okay, so that definitely hits. So roll your short bow damage first. So if you click the button that says 1d6 plus 4.
Yeah.
That's the max damage. Nice.
Okay, and if you scroll down, you can click the 4d6 to roll sneak attack.
Sneak attack, yeah. 16.
Very nice. What the hell? Sorry, I accidentally did a silly thing. So 16
26 damage
plus
total.
26 damage total. I love rogues. 26 is what you needed. How do you want to do this?
What do you mean?
So
if
you've done enough.
you successfully killed the Minotaur with one shot.
Okay.
When I say how do you want to do this, do you want to describe a specific, more dramatic flair on the action? You can also leave it up to me. How do you want to kill this creature?
Because it's just a skeleton, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. How can an arrow kill the skeleton? Okay, so the arrow pierces through. It goes straight into the skull of the Minotaur?
Minotaur, yeah.
That thing. So it screams for a bit. It falls down on its knees, drops the axe. I think it's an axe they're holding,
Yeah.
and dies.
Okay.
A bit of smoke comes out of there as well.
Cool. So, as Calliope stares at this giant Minotaur bearing down on her, and it's straight up almost like a bullet-piercing armor. It just punches straight through the bone into the head. The eyes glow like flare out for a second, like a sun that's dying, and so it glows brighter. It's not really a bull sound anymore. It's more like an undead. He just clutches its horns as like the fires burn brighter and brighter before, and a little smoke comes out from the eyes, and it's just. It doesn't collapse so much as the bones are no longer like they just like its finger bones fall, then its arm bones fall, then it just collapses like a Jenga tower into a pile of bones on the ground, and the axe whooshing lands face down.
Nice.
Yes.
He's dead. All right, Odokia, I would like you now to roll a stealth check for me to see if you successfully hide from the remaining foes.
23.
You feel pretty confident that you can't be seen. You do like a kind of backflip, like straight up, and you catch onto the tree, and you like angle your legs so that they're perfectly behind each of the branches in kind of like a upside down like marionette scarecrow thing, and so you're perfectly hidden right behind the tree.
Okay.
All right, not a bad turn.
Really good.
Next up is the last Minotaur skeleton, who is... He doesn't see any other bad guys, so he's just going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, yep, and he is going to... The only thing he can reach is Amalia, so he brings his axe down and drives the spike into Amalia's chest. Amalia, you failed. Oh, wait, so he might not hit.
Dude, I'm unconscious. How the
I know.
hell am I...
He gets advantage,
Okay,
and it's an auto
so
crit. It's a fucking.
He rolled a
yeah.
19, and Amalia, does a 19 hit?
Well, yeah, if I was conscious.
Okay, you fail 2 death saving throws.
Wait, what?
Yeah, when you're
Two.
unconscious, it's like you can't defend yourself, so you could be easily put down by anyone that was coming to coup de grace you, and that's basically what that creature's done.
Okay.
Not good.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Top of the
I would be
initiative
too.
order, Calliope sees this, freaks out, and is going to healing word you at. Oh wait, I'm looking at Odokia's stat block. I was like, Shadowblade? When did she get Shadowblade?
We'll heal you with Shadow Blade.
Yeah. She's
Oh,
going
once
to.
it does that,
Yeah,
by the
she's
way.
just gonna. What?
Just that last creature, once it did that, because that one failed the
Ah,
thing,
yes.
didn't it? Yeah. It takes 9
No,
acid
this
damage.
one succeeded. Sorry, that is the one
Oh,
that
it did.
succeeded.
Okay, ignore. Never mind.
Okay, so she's just gonna 4th level healing word Amalia. Actually, no, she's gonna risk something a bit more substantial and will cure wounds. 5, 10. So 4th level cure wounds. Amalia, you are healed for damn 30 hit points.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
And so
much.
your wounds immediately close up, and you just wake up and like roar into the Minotaur's face. And for her bonus action, she will inspire Scotty. Give them blood, gallons of the stuff. Give them all that they can drink, and it will never be enough. And that's all she wrote. So you feel bolstered, Scotty, so you can add a D8 to any roll of your
Something.
choosing for the next 10 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, that's Calliope's turn. It is the Wing Sorcerer's turn. Ah, shit! He'll dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
What a move.
I'm imagining like Seth MacFarlane in A Million Ways to Die in the West when they're just chatting normally and then the ice block kills the dude. It's like, that went south so fast.
Yeah. Road rage is a dangerous thing.
Yep. Okay, that guy is dead. Scotty, it's your turn.
Alright, I see that guy's making a beeline for it. The
Point of order as well. He's 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's fine. So is the other one still up or still down at the moment? I know he's kind of hidden by part of the Minotaur's axe. Is he still up?
No, he's dead.
He's down. Okay, cool. So it's 2 axe-wielding maniacs, which I'm gonna assume the rest of the party has. And we are going to instead... check my range. For my hold person is 60 feet, and I think I've got enough range for that, which is good.
Oh, forgot to... Wait. Oh, no, wait, no, I already made it.
Cool.
He's dead.
Alright,
Ignore me.
I am going to attempt to cast Blood Clench
Okay.
on the running kobold.
Okay, Constitution saving. throw, right?
Constitution, yes.
He's not good at those. That's a 9.
That's unfortunate, is what that is.
Wait, you're... Okay, you didn't say you were subtle spelling it though, right?
No, I'm not subtle spelling this one. It's just done as normal.
Does Blood Clench have verbal components?
Let me check for you. Well, because we just do it as a normal spell. So, hold person, verbal somatic. Yeah, yes, it does. Verbal
He's
component.
going to attempt to counterspell.
That's fair. It should automatically succeed because counterspell
Yes, because it's a 3rd level spell. Okay, so unfortunately, you go to trace the glyph in the air. He sort of like, he hears you saying ha shalalamna. He turns around, no you don't! Snaps his fingers, and the magic just fizzles out in place.
Okay. For my movement, I'm going to 5, 10, 15. Do I need to do a roll to jump down here?
It's 10 feet, so yes.
What do you need? Athletics? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
20 total.
Yeah, I'll say that succeeds. So you only take 1 point of bludgeon damage.
30. My 35 movement. Yeah, 35. 35. I'm coming for you. And I will then. Thank you very much. I will then spend. Let me see what I've got left. Need to make sure I mark off my sorcery points where I have them. Yep, I'm then going to tick off 2 sorcery points. And I'm going to quicken spell Hemokinesis.
Is that a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Okay. What does it do?
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fail.
Okay. I get to move him 5 feet in any direction.
Okay.
So pretty much I kind of reach out. I kind of grab the blood with him in, and I sort of like yank him back. 5 feet in my direction. That's
Good to know. Okay.
And I think as a gesture, I kind of like I pull sort of like do like a little gesture with the lasso as I kind of do it in, sort of like come
Nice.
in, you.
Amalia, it's your turn.
Okay, so Echo will come here, here, here.
Okay. 1 second. Oh wait, so that's technically in the Minotaur space, so there we go. Also, you're technically in the creature space, so I'll say everyone gets back 1.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on. What's
One
your turn?
second. So I will. Sorry, Calliope, I know you're gonna hate me for this. I am gonna go 1, 2.
He does get an attack of opportunity if you leave the space.
Shit, I forgot about that. Alright, she will step back.
Okay, I'll let you retract that.
And the Echo is gonna go battle axe ass crazy on this motherfucking skeleton.
Okay, is just the Echo attacking, or are you using Unleash Incarnation?
No, the Echo's just attacking.
Okay. So it's go ahead and make your attack rolls.
First one is a 26.
26 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Damage is a 9.
Good to know. Second attack, sorry.
Second attack is a 16 to hit.
Okay, go ahead and oh wow, I forgot to move the map this whole time. I'm a terrible live streamer. Yeah, Bomb Clancy wrote, it is loud. Sorry, Rebecca. Just a lot going on. Sorry, what did you roll for the second attack?
16.
16 still hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
15.
Good to know. Whack! Whack! Again, you spatchcock the ribs, shattering them as you slash into its rib cage. This thing's looking a little bloody. Anything else? Well, that's your turn, unfortunately. That you use your bonus action, your action, and your move.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, it's Bethinia's turn. She is going to scramble up here. 1, 2. That's her movement, just doing that. So, how far away is the kobold? 70 feet, well within range of Eldritch Blast, and she's gonna just shout, Eldokia, aim for the little one!
Okay.
So you can do that on your turn, but she's basically giving you information that your character might not necessarily have seen or noticed in the moment. Oh yeah, well within range, so you'll take 2 shots. I think that, that misses. Second shot. That hits. And it's, so, not +2, it's +5, so 9 points of Eldritch Blast damage. He's looking rough, but he's not dead. She's like, damn it! Minotaur Skeleton's turn. He's going to walk up and attack your Echo. 20 to hit.
That hits.
Echo vanishes. Eudokia, it's your turn. You're still hidden.
Okay. So I turn to... I can't remember her name, sorry.
Bithynia.
Bithynia. What are you thinking? Well, like in a question, not like a...
We can't let him escape. Shoot him, not the Minotaur.
Okay, I've got you. So... And we are in... I'm in the range of how many feet? Oh, sorry.
Where you're standing, you are 50 feet away. You can normally tell whether or not you're within range with certain weapons. When you look at the specific weapon, it normally has the information for the range. So
yeah, so a
next to
short bow is 60
you've got
feet.
range.
You got plenty.
So you are within range there. So you could shoot from where you're standing and be within range. You could also move a bit closer if you just wanted to be within range, closer range. But you're within range, so you just do a normal roll from where you're standing currently.
Also, if you move, you might compromise your hidden position. So.
All right. So yeah, so I'll do a short bow on the
go ahead.
little creature.
Cool. Make an attack roll. You would have advantage because you are hidden.
Alright, so right click on the 7, right?
Yeah.
And that is a 19.
So when you right click on the 7, did you click advantage as in the A?
In the A? What? Sorry?
So when you right click on the +7, instead of left clicking it, it should have a green A
Oh.
that says advantage. So you
My
don't have to
bad.
do it this time, just roll again normally, but for future reference,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it was on flat, yeah.
Cool, just roll another flat die.
Yeah. 27.
That's gonna be ugly. Okay, so you pretty much double all the damage because you rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your short bow damage. The
Okay,
1d6 plus 4.
and it's a 9 now.
9 okay, so it's so 5 doubled 10. So you don't double the +4, that's the only thing. But everything else is doubled. So that's 14 points of short bow damage. Roll your sneak attack. Oh, this is gonna be
Sneak attack.
hideous.
18.
Which is doubled to 36. So 36 plus 14 is 50 points of damage. Oh, shit.
Ooh. Okay.
You send this thing so hard into its afterlife. It's like the camera is facing the kobold as he's flying away. He's like sort of in like a Superman pose. I'm gonna live! Oh, sorry, actually I should ask, how do you want to do this? I had something in mind.
No,
but it's up
I'll
to
let you do it. I feel you inspired.
I'm thinking
I'm
it's
gonna
Super
live.
Smash Bros. Inspired, and you kind of like just see like the star twink at the end as it kind of goes
Yeah,
just
just-
completely out of shot.
Just this kobold is like, I'm gonna live, and just a arrow protrudes out of his like mouth, like the tip, having been shot through its entire body, like a kebab. So it's like, I'm gonna, and it just, Scotty, you just see the arrow strike this kobold like in the pelvis, like back here, travel up its entire chest cavity, and come out of its mouth, and the kobold like, and just falls. Lifeless to the ground.
Woo!
Because you see Scottinus just look over, look down, look over, and just give a...
I look at you with a thumbs up.
You get the impression he doesn't know where you are, because he's like nodding in a direction, but it's not actually looking directly at you.
Okay.
Okay, so that kobold is also dead. It is the other Minotaur skeleton's turn. He's going to take a regular swing at you, Amalia.
You're the walking tank today, Amalia.
Natural 20.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have said anything.
Say.
Apologies in advance.
Why,
Fortunately, he
Batman,
didn't do.
why?
Fortunately, he didn't do his charge attack as well, because it brings it from charging brings it from 2d12 to 2d12 and 2d8, which would have been 4d12 and 4d8. At this sense, it's just 4d12, or as in 2d12 doubled. He didn't roll super great. You say that, so 16, 32. You take 36 points of slashing damage. It just brings his axe down and it punches through your sort of clavicle armor and just shatters the bone. And you're forced to one knee.
Question, did you say 36 damage?
Yep.
Okay, she's unconscious
Yeah,
again.
she's down again. She only had 30.
Oh.
Down
Top of
again.
Top of the initiative order. Calliope sighs and will...
I didn't do anything, I was just trying to help.
You've done the right move, actually. You're tanking a lot of the hits, which is what we need, so...
but she will bonus action, healing word you at, actually no, she'll just bonus action healing word you at, 3rd level. So you are healed for 13 hit points, and she will take a couple steps back and use Chill Wind Shot with her bow, which I don't believe violates the rules, because it's just a command word. So just... the arrow becomes an icicle and gets fired out. So... ah, shit, where is it? So she's gonna make an attack roll. Hits...
Is she doing the one in front or one behind?
the one in front of, Amalia.
Oh, shit. Amalia might be going down again.
Oh yeah, good point. Actually, she's gonna aim at the one
That's fine.
behind her.
I've got you! Oh, shit!
No, she would know to do that. I'll be fair, she would know to do that.
I think if Calliope got the one behind, probably would still... I mean, both of them still work. But
So
it's
the
quite funny when
arrow,
it's, like,
it's...
bringing you back, killing you, bringing you back, killing you.
So the arrow itself, so it's 4 points of cold damage and 6 points of piercing damage on the arrow itself, and then it explodes in a blast of icicle splinters that it was an additional 3d6, so an additional 10 points of cold damage, so a total of 23. And that Minotaur looks really rough.
So, which one did she hit? The one in front of me or the one behind the one in front of me?
The one behind the one in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you don't get caught in it.
Okay, that
Does
is...
the other one get hit by it?
Yes he does, so he also takes 10 points of damage. Thank you for reminding me.
Alright. Suffer, bony.
Oh wait, they have to
Bastard.
make dex saves. Fail. Fail. So, as you were. Scotty, it's your turn.
Well, the reason I'm so insistent, I could do fuck all against something that doesn't have blood. So I've used my one main acid attack. Everything else it requires things to have blood. So I'm like, I look at the skeletons going, I've got very little I could do with these things.
Snack.
I've got it's the downside. I've got poison spray, but I'd need to get all the way up to do it. So what I will actually instead do, I'm going to take a turn. I don't know how effectively going. I'm going to attempt to see what I can salvage from the acid, the corpses that are melting in acid, to try and preserve anything of value.
Make an investigation check.
All right. Because I can't really do anything offensive in this round. 12. I got inspiration, so I'll add my D8 inspiration from Calliope. And that's a 6, so 18 total.
So you fish through the corpse of the kobold. So the biggest thing is the intact kobold. Are you fishing through the kobold as well, or the one that's in front of you?
Pretty much, yeah. It's whatever I think is going to survive.
So
we don't have to do it now. We can do it after the combat if you like. I don't mind.
Okay. The acid's all pretty melted stuff, but you fish quickly, rifle through the pockets of the kobold that got shot. He's the one that's most intact. You find a the only thing that catches your eye, there's this component pouch, so he's got that if you desperately want it. But you do pull from his staff a small, unique-looking crystal. It's about the size of a medium-sized carrot. So it's big enough to hold in your hand like this. It's got almost a slightly curved, like a crystalline talon, slightly. The base of it is a rich purple that extends to sort of like a purpley red and then orange, and then the tip is sort of like a golden color, almost like a sunset, and there's little sort of swirls carved into it.
Cool. So that's all I'm doing. I spend my entire time just kind of seeing what I can get and go, oh yes, I'll get that. And yes, that's what I do for my turn.
Okay. Amalia, it's your turn.
One second. Question: out of the two Skeletors, which one is looking worse?
The one behind the one in front of you. The further one, that's further away.
Okay, I'm gonna produce an echo in front of me.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Sorry, go ahead and so I don't know why I said that. Brain no worky. So an echo in front of you. Here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Battle axe. Click.
Are you using Unleash Incarnation as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to make 3 attacks.
With the battle axe?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one is a 10, which probably does not hit.
10 misses, unfortunately.
Second one... Oh my Jesus Christ.
What?
25.
That definitely hits. You roll the third one.
I love this. 24.
That also hits. Let me double check out. Yeah, so it's just 1 additional attack. Okay. Cool. Go ahead. Yeah. So roll 2d. Roll your battle axe twice. The d10.
First one is an 11, and the second one is also an 11.
How do you want to do this?
She smiles evilly and cracks it down the middle while going la 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 la.
Cool. You just raise your axe and swing it down, and you bisect it, but not like a clean bisection because it's all bone. It's got all the elegance of a toddler jamming a square peg into a round hole. It's just like snapping a million. This the sound of a million sticks snapping at the same time. Just, and then just bone splinters rain down upon you guys. He's dead. Cool. That's your turn. It is Bithynia's turn. She's just gonna try to finish this guy off with 2 Eldritch Blasts. Hit natural 20, and just for the purposes of brevity, I will say that she just double taps him. She just explodes his head, and then explodes his pelvis, like shattering it, and then he just all collapses in on itself, and it's just it looks like the elephant graveyard from Lion King. There's just bones litter the road here. Alright. After a moment of combat appears to be over, so I will switch off the music. And you guys sort of get back to a normal state.
I'm just gonna crack my knuckles again. Well, that wasn't that intimidating. I can't see why the guard wasn't able to deal with that in Melodies.
Amalia turns around and hugs Calliope. Thank you twice. I owe
okay,
you
kitty cat.
a lot. Right now.
That's what I'm here
Also,
for.
you know the axes on the floor?
Yes?
Do they seem to be special in any type of way, or like?
They don't look special. They're more like giant hunks of scrap metal bolted to a stick. They're also
Yeah, no, I'm good.
hilariously oversized compared to even you. You get the sense that you would have a hard time swinging this one and landing hits. Basically,
Okay,
in
no.
D&D, oversized weapons give you permanent disadvantage.
Bithynia, got something here. It's very pretty.
Oh, it is very pretty.
What do you think?
Does she have Identify?
She's the only one that's going to have a hope of having it, because I certainly don't. Probably a no, then.
That is a no,
In
but
the-
she's only got 6 out of 10 known spells, so, yeah, sorry.
It's alright, I guess you can't have 2 staffs. I'll go like twirl it. I'm going to sort of like twirl it with my hands and like nearly brain myself with the sharp end to go. Right. Rest more, move on.
Wait though, give me just 1 second. Let me just see if she has. Sorry, just because I've admittedly not looked at Sorry about this.
In the meantime, I come out of my hiding place. I
Good
stretch a
shot.
bit.
Good shot.
Thanks. That was fun. I love the acid, by the way. Pretty stylish.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess I did that.
I like you. You can stay.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
No, I don't think Bithynia does.
Bithynia is like, that was certainly very impressive. I'm glad you're here. Sorry, let me just concentrate for a moment. She's gonna make an Arcana check. Whew, yeah, with her impressive bonus, it's definitely magical. Let me try some. She's gonna try to attune to it.
Well, we can give ourselves a brief period to recoup, and still fairly early in the day. These caravans are definitely on the move, but I feel like this wasn't the entire operation.
Calliope's gonna make a survival check. She actually rolled pretty high. With her survival of +3, that's no, sorry, that's Bithynia. What's Calliope's? +3 also, funnily enough. So she, with a modified 20, she's going to just look at the ground. They came from that way, and she points them out to you, but you can see grooves in the ground and a certain amount of. You get a sense of the direction they came from.
Well, I don't know about you, but I know we need a new caravan. Who knows? Maybe they've got one over there we can borrow.
I'm not
Sorry
letting
about-
a caravan
Sounds
pulled
like
by
a plan.
fucking weasels.
So are we following the tracks that way, or what are we doing?
Maybe we take a breather, Amalia. You went down twice.
That's a good
Don't
point.
rest in this bit. I know it just looks sticky, but you might get rashes. I'd say just go on the bank.
Okay.
They nod. So you guys can take a short rest if you like. Daphne, if you click on the short rest button at the top and then click the take short rest button to confirm, that'll reset anything that comes back to you on a short rest. I don't think it applies to necessarily anything to you today, but it's just, yeah.
Okay.
Also, because we're taking a short rest, I'm just gonna roll a couple die for health points.
I'm going to convert some of my hit die into sorcery points, which I can do as a bonus action, but I'm just going to do it while we're kind of casually
No
there.
worries. Cool. So about 20 minutes in, Bithynia's like, "Ugh. I don't think this will work for me.
What
Any
do you
idea
mean?
why?
I don't know. It's like attuning to it feels like trying to stuff a square peg into a round hole.
Damn
Like,
it, gimme, gimme.
feels uncomfortable. She hands it to you.
You wizard types tend to overthink stuff anyway. Just need to do. I'm
You
just going
warlock
to
asshole.
play around with it and attempt to attune myself to see if it's a sorcerer rather than
Cool.
wizard.
Malia, you can choose to expend hit dice to heal with hit die health as well if you choose to doing this long rest. Just short rest, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okie dokie. Over the course of the hour, does anyone wish to do anything in particular in terms of roleplay or anything like that, or do we want to progress?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm kind of fairly focused sort of on the staff anyway.
Calliope will come up to you, Adokia, and just sit down next to you and say, strange I've never
Are you okay?
even... It's just strange I've never even heard of you.
I guess most people don't actually hear anything about me.
Well, I would have
Try
liked
to
to have
stay
known you
hidden.
growing up.
Sorry, what was that?
I would have liked to have known you growing up.
Why?
There's not many people who get it.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, look, we're cross paths. And I'm here now.
Yeah. I'm glad. And she just bites into like a piece of dried goat or something that she just had in her ration pack. And
Ow!
You alright?
You're such a dick. Just a dumb joke. Okay, so over the course of the hour, Scotty, you feel you don't feel anything like what Bithynia was describing. You attune to it without issue, because it only works with sorcerers.
Is that right?
So you, as you sort of fully attune to this item, it's sort of the crystal almost speaks to you. It like not like in a cursed item type of way. It like you just glean a sense of this thing's history, and you see actually images of the Scholar Vale. And you get like a flow, like just a wash of that kind of mirth and randomness and revelry and chaos that is the Skull Vale. So, it is a Feywild shard, but I've reflavored it to us. So you just write Feywild shard, but since there's no such thing as the Feywild in Theros, we'll say it's a Skull Vale shard.
What's this called? Build?
The Skull Vale is where Scotinus comes from. It is a specific section of... It is a valley beyond the Cataclysm Mountains, nestled between the Cataclysm Mountains and the Oraniad Mountains, that is just supernaturally lush and beautiful, and fruits just automatically grow from the trees. Satyrs live there, and it is a place of sort of peace and eternal celebration and chaos. It has a sort of fey-like quality to it, which this shard is able to catch a glimpse of. The magic there is different. It's more chaotic and fairy-like.
Okay.
So yeah, Scotty, it's up to you to explain what this does. If,
Yeah. Whoa, jeez. Whoa, jeez. He's kind of got to look at it, sort of like as he's kind of like, look and go. Makes a little bit more sense, Bithynia, why this can't be categorized. The veil is very fluid. Not in its geography, but just in the... I don't like the word soul, but the lifeblood of the veil is very moving.
I've read a few tablets on the subject. I got a rough idea. I wonder how it came into possession of these little things.
I wonder if this one knew the risk it was dabbling with, something that it didn't understand.
These markings are in Sylvan, and yeah, you do see little incantations. The little swirls on it are like written in like teeny tiny text, which is in Sylvan, and it is unmistakably made by Satyrs of the Skull Vale.
Any particular phrases that I recognize? I mean, I can read Sylvan, but any particular phrases that catch my eye?
It seems to be, it's weird. The phrases themselves is, it feels, reading them feels like the verbal equivalent of fractals. You repeat, it's like little chants, little couplets and poems, but repeating them, you keep getting stuck, like, and you sort of, they twist and turn across, and like just your mind is like a sort of like a rubberdingy rapid river, sort of trying to like being knocked back and forth. Even reading these incantations is chaotic, but you see phrases like revelry and wild abandon, and just the idea of cutting loose is conveyed through these words.
I kind of like sort of there's I sort of like gently touch at the end of the shard, kind of like almost like caressing it gently, with a smile that seems kind of like very, very excited, but then kind of goes into sort of like a sad smile, not whimsical, maybe a bit sad and nostalgic, and he will take the staff and he's just going to gently place it on his lap. I will keep hold of it for a time. I don't know if I want to keep it. Too many memories. But it could be useful going ahead. Fun, nevertheless.
If it's as chaotic as the place it came from, be careful.
Oh, I'm never careful. He says with
That's
a grin.
what I'm afraid of. Very well. So, you guys resume your journey and trundle along. And this time you're walking, so cool. Can I get a marching order?
I was going to say I'm in the caravan. I'm not in the caravan. We're all walking.
I will be in the back.
Okie dokie.
I will take points unless someone else wants to.
What do you mean take points? Like if someone attacks us?
Oh, so
you
take
guys are
points. So
walking
in a
in
march,
single
like
file.
leading at the front.
Oh, okay.
You guys are walking in single file. I'm asking where everyone would be in the order.
So if something comes to shoot the first person that comes in the line, who's gonna take the hit, or who's gonna be picked off from behind, Predator style?
Okay. Guess I'll go just behind. Just behind. Is your entire name
Skutinos. It is.
Skutinos.
Yes.
All right.
It's often translated as the Dark-Hearted. I've never quite got why.
Ooh.
Cool. Calliope will go behind Eudokia, and Bithynia behind her, behind Calliope, and Amalia bringing up the rear. All right, you guys walk along following the trail as best as you can. Can I get Scotty make a perception check?
Yep. 20 total.
Very good. It's a relatively calm day and nothing really unusual transpires. You guys spend about 6 hours or so walking along. And at this point, you've sort of reached the foothills of the Cataclyn Mountains. You've got a continued trail to follow. Like, the track grooves, you get the sense were quite fresh, so they're a bit more faded as you go along, but especially with Calliope's, yeah, she rolled a natural 18 on her survival check, so she's able to quite reliably help track. And you get a sense where they're going, and it seems to lead into the mountains to the point where they're actually sort of the part where it's climbing up. Scotty? I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, now I can.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry, you cut out briefly and had to kind of put my mic back on again. Stop. So could you say that again, please?
So the trail leads into the mountains, as in where
Yes.
the rocks begin to slow, and when it actually starts to sort of go up.
Well, either inside or on top. I'm guessing there must be a cave or some kind.
Calliope nods. This way.
You seen something I haven't?
Drew points to the ground. I see a lot of things you don't.
Do the tracks look like they're getting more dense, or sort of say this remain the same in terms of?
Remain the same. If anything, they're getting a little fainter because they're less fresh over here.
Right. Okay.
But you guys walk along for a further about 4 hours or so, and you sort of get into the mountains. And you have to you're sort of going into the area in between each of the mountains. But it isn't long where, sort of winding up a goat's path, you come across a cave entrance nestled in.
I can see some of the flowers and the nature that are around here have died or seem very ill. I think something evil has been here not too long ago.
Sure, you see that.
Why? Can I see it?
So I didn't especially intend for that to be the case, but why not? I'll say yeah. Yeah, sure. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want me to see it, I don't see it.
No. It's totally fine. It's a little thing in this case, but yeah, generally those sorts of details are DM.
Oh, my bad.
No. It's no problem at all. It's a good flair. Yeah. So you do see some of the Yeah, sure. Let's go with it. You see some of the plants and things have begun to wither and die. Unnaturally so. I mean, it's pretty rocky here to begin with, so there aren't a whole lot of flower, but the little bits of weeds and shoots growing out look just like keeled over and dead.
Does it look like they've just simply withered, or does it look like, you sometimes get those kind of diseases where things grow faster than they should do, and then they kind of run out of nutrition halfway through, so they almost look slightly more grown, but like a yellow
Make
rather
a
than green.
nature check.
Okay. Again, not natural 20.
Doesn't look like they ran out of nutrients. Looks like something hurt
Went into
them.
them.
Yeah, the cave entrance is about 10 by 10 feet.
Whatever this is it's clearly been turned into a marketable resource by some. We may want to go ahead quieter. I get the impression, given that I didn't see what you were doing in that previous combat, that you have a way of keeping to the shadows, Eudokia. Is that right?
That sounds correct.
Perhaps subtlety is not. Well, look at me. You may be best suited for a little reconnaissance, perhaps a little ways ahead of the rest of us, so we have an idea of what is to come.
Sure. All right. I'll be back. Hopefully.
Do you
Alright.
want us to follow you at a distance or wait for your return?
Wait for my return, just in case there are too many of them. I don't want to lead you into something that will just cause everyone's death. You were already a group before I arrived, so if this is where I end, then so be it.
Well, let's
Sorry, didn't
hope
mean
that-
to bring the mood down or anything,
Well-
but
Calliope chuckles
Just
and
thinking,
says,
thinking
let's make sure
tactics.
that doesn't happen, shall we? And she takes out her lyre and just begins strumming the chords. And she just plays a little ditty, just dong, 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 dong.
I join in with my Sean.
Dong, 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 da, da, da. So she will inspire you. So for the next
Okay.
10 minutes, Eudokia, when you roll any kind of d20 check, you can, if you you can choose to roll an additional d8, a d8-sided dice, and add that to the roll.
Okay. All right.
We'll give you a few minutes. If you've not heard from me, we'll assume it's all gone downhill.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. So I slowly walk into the cave.
Eudokia says, wait a second. She will command Couplet, her flying cat, to fly up and perch on your shoulder.
Edokia?
Sorry, Bithynia. I got a lot I'm keeping track of. She'll command her cat Couplet to just perch on your shoulder. If he's not going to be a bother, I'll be able to see out of his eyes, and then I can keep an eye if anything doesn't go as planned.
That's a great idea. All right.
Cool. She just sits on her rock and her eyes roll back, and Couplet's like,
All right, easy there. Okay.
so you got like a
So
cat
what-
perched right here.
Yeah, like a whole big
Yeah.
cat with like 4 wings. A bit heavy, but. Alright, seems like you like me. So I walk into the cave.
Okay.
I walk as close. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I assume you're walking ahead quietly.
Yes.
Go ahead and wait
As
and make a stealth
quietly as
check
I
for
can.
me.
Stuff. Alright. Oof. 12.
Okay, you
Is
can
that
add your
savage?
you can add your inspiration if you like to that.
Yeah.
So click the
Um.
red button that has all the dice.
Yep.
So,
And
and
then
then
A
pick the
D8.
D8. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and
Oh, you rolled 2d8.
7.
Roll
Oh.
one new one. So you accidentally rolled 2. Just roll one straight new one.
Okay.
4. So
4.
that 12 becomes a 16. Better.
Okay. Alright.
All right, you
So I walk as
sling.
close as I can to the walls.
Okay.
Just to, you know.
And with your dark vision, it's easier to actually see down here, so you're less encumbered by the actual darkness. It gets to a point where you do have to squint a bit, but you can see up to 60 feet in front of you in shades of gray, no problem.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, in dim light, so you're squinting a little bit, but you can still see.
Alright. So I continue marching forward slowly. I'm quite careful with everything that is near my feet.
Okay.
I always have a hand on my dagger, just in case.
Okie dokie. You slink on ahead. You travel down for a solid 5 minutes. This is a long walk.
Okay.
And you go deeper and deeper into the earth, and it gets darker and darker and darker. Until you see a faint blue glow at the other end.
What could this be? Mm. Is there something I can roll to sort of help a bit?
Potentially
I would say
perception,
it-
but you might be at a distance that's too far to see what it is
At
exactly.
this
Mm,
stage, I would
yeah.
say a glowing blue light is too vague. It's not enough information for you to go on to try and roll something to determine what it is.
Okay. So I decide to. I can say that, right? It's not the DM.
Yeah, so whatever your character decides to do is entirely up to do. Things like what happens around you. That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I find it intriguing, but I decide to go back to the group to tell them what I saw.
I think probably a
Doc-
couple of few minutes in, we probably would have we probably would have started going to meet halfway if there's no sound. If Dokia could say that you were returning as well.
So Bithynia, here's what I
Where's
can't remember. Can you talk through your familiar? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I want to use it as a talkie, but
So they can hear you. So, sorry,
oh,
Bithynia
they
would have
can hear me?
clarified that. They can hear you. I don't know if they can talk to you. I'm going to double check that, but they can definitely hear you. So Bithynia can hear and see through the cat.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then scratch that. I don't go back to them because it's a long walk, but I'll just stay where I am and say to sorry, I can't remember the name of the cat. It's T something. Okay,
Couplet.
guys.
Sorry, couplet.
No worries. Okay, guys. I think you can come. I can't hear anyone. There is a blue light at the end. I'll wait for you where I am. Meet me halfway. It's approximately a 5-minute walk. But be
Bithynia
quiet.
will
You won't be able to see anything.
Bithynia will relay this information.
I will check to see who in the party does not have dark vision apart from myself.
Bithynia will put a hand up.
Okay, cool. And I
Actually,
will take
wait,
out...
let me double check that. I know there's a Nope, never mind. She's got devil's sight. She can see actually normally with it to up to 120 feet.
In which case it's just for myself. I'll take out my golden serpentine dagger, gently press it against my right palm, retreat it, and then sort of like almost like take it like a makeup artist dabbing and mixing his paints. Will sort of like smear some of the blood that kind of pools in his palm, dabs it in my eyes as I cast dark vision, and then we'll progress with the rest of the group.
Cool.
So I think we all now have dark vision.
Bithynia's eyes roll back into place, and they just sort of flare slightly with a blue light, like a very faint, and then she just casually walks in, leading the... Calliope walks in behind her. Alright, you guys descend down, and after about 5 minutes, meet Eudokia with the faint blue light that's coming from the other end of the tunnel.
Same again? Should we wait and see what you see closer up, or shall we go as a group?
Well, we might as well make our way. Like,
I could just send Couplet. He's not as sneaky as Eudokia probably, but you know, I can bring him back if anything happens.
It worked well, the two of you ahead. Maybe the same again, and we'll follow 60 feet behind.
Are you trying to get me killed?
Oh no, of course not. I assumed that was your skill set. Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead. It's fine.
Don't worry, I was just joking.
No, that's fine. I'll go with you. Let's go for it. I'm stealthy.
Are you sure?
Calliope
that's
grabs
okay.
you
You could
by the
maybe-
collar.
You could maybe stay with the group. No offense.
It's almost like well, I mean, this is exactly what I wanted. So it's all working to plan. Good luck. Get off me.
All right.
Yeah.
Calliope pulls you in close, Scotty, and says, "A freaking explosive rune that deals with pressure better than you, and would kill fewer people."
That is a really harsh way of accurately depicting me.
basically, we don't want you to blow up, so shut up and stay here.
All right, guys. Let's hope
All right.
for the best. Is the cat still on my shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool, make
Just as
another
a
stealth
confirmation,
check.
are we just? I'll check that. But we should follow 60 feet behind at least, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we will at least be within
Okay.
sprinting distance to get back if
I'll
it all
need
goes to pot.
everybody to make stealth checks.
Okay.
Bithynia's isn't great.
24.
Cool. Amalia, remember yours is at disadvantage.
God.
Alright, so 24. So 24 is separate. Scotty, that's a survival
18.
check.
Oh shit, it is. Sorry, let me reroll then.
Calliope rolled a 15 total, which is a success, barely. Okay, so that's 1 success, 1 failure. Bithynia rolled
Some background from
Violet.
Violet. That's
Okay,
fine, it's gone away.
that's cocked. Natural 20 on Bithynia.
I rolled a 10. Oh, I like
So-
this game.
Calliope and Bithynia are like doing their best and doing all right, quietly and creepily. Behind Calliope is like a of hooves, and then behind the hooves is a clack clang, clack clang, clack clang.
I like to think sometimes I say, you need to be more quiet. Ow! Stop it! Look, we're trying to be quiet. Just like have like the two people bickering at the back.
Okay.
Can Amalia forget that they're being quiet, so she's going,
As you guys are walking along, Calliope will mention, "I blew my bigger spell slots in the fight earlier,
Oh no.
so let's just keep that in mind when we decide
Okay,
if we're gonna fight them now."
So my Echo's gonna need to protect you. Okay.
All right, about 10 minutes further along, you just keep walking down into this tunnel. The glow gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and you almost feel like you're in the bowels of the earth slightly at this point. It's truly impressive. But the cave suddenly opens up massively into an enormous route, like an enormous cave. You see a 40-foot long arch stone bridge that spans a glowing blue miniature lake, basically. At the northern end of the bridge, you can make out two 10-foot gargoyle statues carved from obsidian. Beyond that, you see what looks to be a sort of courtyard that has a few wooden towers sticking out of it. You see similar little kobold creatures running around with barrels and things like that in a sort of like factory-style operation, handing them off, moving things into place. And beyond that, you see like a wooden rickety structure that's built into the wall and two separate tunnels that lead in two separate directions.
Wow.
The water gives everything this sort of faint blue glow.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
In total, you count about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towers.
I stop and wait for everyone to come to my point.
Alright, they all approach, and you guys are standing there. You're hidden, you're sort of up against the wall of the cave, so they don't seem to have noticed you yet at this distance.
What are we guys thinking?
This is a bigger operation than I expected.
Has anyone seen a lake with that kind of glow before?
I mean, the scope of AR is pretty, but not that kind of glow.
Calliope shrugs because she rolled a 2. Bithynia, with a history check, is like, I mean, there are various healing pools that might have the glow like that, or pools of scrying that only the most powerful diviners have access to, or divinationists have access to in the Ducatia, but this looks different.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd like to kind of peer ahead and see of the various creatures we see if there are any larger entities that are kind of traveling with the kobolds.
Make a perception check.
14.
Near as you can tell, it's just kobolds here.
I don't see any defense for these kobolds. Not like the caravan. I suppose numbers.
And Calliope
is one
whispers,
thing.
that makes me more worried, to be honest. I don't have my big guns chambered. I'm uncomfortable about a head-on fight because there's no other way. I don't think we want to risk swimming.
We could try and grab one off guard and...
How? There's a 40-foot chasm and God knows what between us and them, and only one way across.
What if we have something to cause diversion? Maybe not diversion, but what if we can cast a spell that, I don't know, creates a cloud or something, so that we can maybe grab one of them in the confusion and try to hide somewhere else before anyone knows what's happening, so we can try and interrogate them?
Do you have a cloud?
I might have a cloud, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Check it.
How big is the cloud?
So the cloud has a range of 120 feet.
How big is it though?
What do you mean?
So
That's how
120
that'd be
feet
how far you
is
can send
how
it.
far away you can send the cloud, but it
Oh.
should say in the description of the spell the radius or the
Diameter, yeah.
yeah.
So it says to external, I guess, area. Is that the one?
Yeah, area would be yeah.
Yeah, 40 feet.
Diameter, right? It's the spell fog cloud, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at it now.
'Cause
20-foot radius sphere. Yeah, in the
So 40-foot diameter.
because
yeah.
it's in blue. Is that
it?
normal? Because it's in blue and it says
are you looking?
the radius of the fog increases by 20 feet.
Oh, you're looking at. Are you looking at upcasting it at a higher level?
I don't know. I just looked into my spells.
Oh yeah, so yes, you upcast it and you can cast it at a 40-foot radius. So yes,
Yeah.
when it's blue, it means you're casting it at a higher level, as in using stronger magic to do it.
Okay.
So basically using more fuel. So when you do that, the spell is stronger. So yes, if you were to cast
Okay.
it at that level, it would be 80 feet wide in all directions. Be a pretty
Okay.
big fog cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be approximately 80 feet wide.
Wow.
Okay, that's bigger than I was thinking.
Mm.
That's not bad, actually.
But it means that we have to be very organized because we won't be able to, it'll disorientate everyone, us included.
Calliope sort of does a quick calculation. 80 feet's maybe half of that area.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
80 feet's maybe half of that area.
Oh, okay. Does anyone have any idea or any suggestion?
I can make a distraction, but I don't have the spell slot today anymore. I used it to heal. I can turn myself into a different creature and create a distraction that way.
I can also cause a distraction in a similar vein to what I did earlier.
I can summon a hellhound as well, but I would have to get closer.
All right. What's our objective here? Would it be to kidnap one of them and try to interrogate them, or
That may be wise, so we can get more information. Perhaps if we this tunnel we went down, it was just
Yeah.
a single path. Like, there didn't seem to be any immediate offshoots, right?
Nope.
We could camp out just to the side of the tunnel entrance, rest, but one of us can keep an eye out and see if someone pops their head out early. If they do, we can try and get the drop on them. I can, unless they hear me casting the spell, I can potentially stop one from escaping long enough for us to surround them. Finding out more about what's going on might help us be prepared for when we go inside.
I could also summon a hellhound and cause a big ruckus where they are. Either or.
What's the harm of us taking another day's rest? That travel, they won't be expecting that caravan back for at least a day and a bit, right?
No, you're right, and I'm totally okay taking another day's rest. I'm just offering all solutions. If I have my 4th level spell slot back, I can turn into a bull size that's twice the size of a horse and cause a big ruckus.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's get out. Find
Alright,
camp either just to the side somewhere. And
But he
alright,
says,
I'll take place round.
I have something that can help with that, actually.
is it what I think it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
She holds up a staff which looks like... So it's a beautiful ornate brass staff that looks like a square rod that's been twisted. It's sort of like that sort of spiraling horn effect to it. Like a
Okay.
narwhal... No, not like a narwhal's horn. It's the only way I can describe it. Like a twisted square rod that's sort of like got those different grooves that spiral. It ends in a point, and the top twists out into these different brass, like leaf-like shapes that do in like a sort of conical, partially bloomed rose type thing. It's like, and set in the center of it is a perfectly round, beautiful moonstone. This is a staff that can create illusions.
What kind of illusions do you want to do?
I could make the ground look like... I could make the ground around us look like something completely different, like we're not there.
That is pretty cool.
alright. Let's get out and do that then. You could probably also cover the fire so they don't see that too, I imagine. So we can still keep ourselves warm.
Yeah, I think I can.
Good idea. I wouldn't say no to a roasted rabbit.
We will
Awesome. Cool. You guys, I'm assuming you guys make your way back out?
yes, we will. We'll go back and then sort of just... So we're kind of like very close to, like, within eyesight of the mouth of the cave, but not directly in front of it. And we'll set up camp.
Cool. Just trying to figure out if, just reading the description of hallucinatory terrain. So it says the land looks completely different, but I'm wondering if that can conceal creatures. I don't know.
If we're lying down, it might. If it was like long grass, maybe.
You know what? I'll allow it. It would make sense. It's
Bless you.
unclear whether you would be able to see out of the illusion, though, so just bear that in mind. Alright, so you guys make your way back out of the cave. And so it's a little goat's path, but there are sort of rocky slopes, you guys, that are sort of above the cave that, having a look, you could perch on. Cool. You guys make your way up there, and you find it's going to be a bit awkward because you guys are slightly on a slope. It is not the most level area here.
Skatinus is just standing there really happy going, I don't know why you're all complaining.
Oh yeah, mountain goat. Bithynia says, I could make it look like there was a rock slide where we are and we'll be inside it.
Good idea.
Alright, she taps her staff into the ground and you guys see it shimmer. And just like, it looks like a small, like a large rock slide happened that stopped just short of the cave. And you guys, it sort of just shimmers into existence. So yeah, it's about a 60-foot area that's just, on the outside looks like just a pile of rocks and sunken in and sinkholed earth that's just piled on top of itself. And you guys can step through it effortlessly, almost like a hologram, and you can't see out of it, but
I
it's
was
easy
going
enough
to ask on that, because if it's where it says like the tactile unchanged, so that it says the differences of but a creature carefully examining can attempt an intelligence check against it. If you discern the illusion, you see it as a phage image superimposed on the terrain. Because we know that it's being cast, would we be able to do that, or do we need to attempt?
I'll say you can see through it, but because you're still looking through something, perception checks out of it would be a disadvantage.
That's fair. That's all good.
I mean, it would literally be, you could even like, you know, like stick a spyglass out of it, or like like poke your head. You could like very easily poke your head out of it if you wanted to.
That also works. Cool.
Okay. Cool. You guys set up your tents and begin to make camp, and so the stakeout begins, waiting patiently for your prey to come out to hopefully interrogate. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Nice.
Thank you so much to anybody on Twitch who may have tuned in. We do so appreciate the love. And a very special welcome to Daphne, our newest player, who will be joining us. We're so glad to have her. All right.
Yeah,
we'll,
thanks for everything.
Absolutely.
First
We'll
in
say
game and all.
goodnight to Twitch, and I will take it off the air. Have a good evening, everybody. We are DC30.